Morning, it's Monday. Right, when I cut those off, I lost the shape a little bit, and when I laid everything on, everything was just not right. You know, I got the shape, but I retained it there because of the strength in the middle. See, this acts as a reinforcement here, so I had that shape. But when I put that on, it was like flat, and when I put that one on, the back one on, sorry, that also bellied out on me, and I lost it. So these aluminium strips that I took off some old windows, Campton windows, I pre-bent those, and well, I bent that one to the shape of that blue piece over there. So both of these have been bent to those angles, top and bottom, and I've now glassed them in. But I had a little bit of trouble with this. I put grab sealant on, that would work, but it did not work. What's he barking at? There's nothing there. There's nothing there, you stupid dog. There's a cat just jumped up. Anyway, I had to make up a fiberglass sealer in the end, just so as I could get a good solid seal on that aluminium. It's only a temporary hold, so if it falls off at a later date, it genuinely does not matter. This is exactly what I've been saying. That now lifts that exactly where it needs to be. So once we've done all the interior work, we'll cut a V into that, and then we'll put some tape across when I get it into the position it needs to be at, bearing in mind that I've still got a little bit of pulling and pushing to do, so that will lift that. But yeah, that'll work, and the same on the back as well. Now we've cut in where we said we were going to do it. I've done as much as I can. It's creating a lot of dust and a lot of noise, so it's going to have to take its chances with all that lot down there, I'm afraid. I've got no thinners to clean it with, but I have sanded that area back, which is the most important area, so we should be fine. So we'll do probably that bit first, and we'll lay that one straight on top, and then we'll move on to the other end and put that one on, clamp it, and then we'll move on to the middle section, and we're going to do it in little bits and pieces as quickly as we can get it done, and then we'll just leave it. I might even go as far as putting a plastic sheet over the top to contain the heat inside to get it to cure quicker. I need speed on this one. So yep. Oh, actually, I don't know if I will be able to do that, because to put those on temporary I need that line, and I may be going over it slightly. It's a bit thin, you see, compared to the rest of this. There's 3 layers on there. I reckon there's about 5 layers on there. Oh well, guess we'll find out, won't we? Crazy dog. You're gonna hurt yourself, you stupid animal. Here we go again. You finished? Right. Nope. Careful! Stop it. Don't look at me like that either. You scared the hell out of me. Ooh. It's because we've been cooped indoors all morning because I've been doing all of this. Anyway, look, we've reinforced that inside edge, but we didn't put the decks on to hold the shape because I put too much catalyst in and it was curing as I was going along. So in the end, I just had to hope for the best. That's about all I can say. Hopes and dreams, as the old saying goes. So yeah, it is strong now. I'm happy with that. Even the hole that I found has been plugged somewhere. I don't know what side it was on. One of these sides. Car filler hole. There. So that's all been plugged as well. So now it's just a case of letting it dry off, and then we can recut that hole, put my post in, glass that in tomorrow. We won't be doing that tonight. Now what is he doing? Okay, that's a pretty damn good fit, although the bow piece here is a little slack. Look at that gap there. I've got to build that out somehow. I don't know what happened. I wish I do. Let's see what happened. That is what happened. That could be a problem. Only just spotted it. We may have to cut that whole panel out, or at least cut along there, put another plate behind it and move everything out. I don't know, we'll see. I know it's going to be troublesome. Everywhere else is not too bad at all, really. Went or has gone where it's supposed to. I have flotationed badly inside. I'll get the knife on it tomorrow and trim everything up. Done the front as well. I don't know if you can see that. The back. So there you go. Right, so I've also refoamed all of that little area there. I want that flat and smooth. You'll understand when I start using it. The lid is cut and glassed in. I actually used it as a mould in the end. I thought that actually might be easier in the long run than trying to put loads of pieces of wood and whatnot. So just gelling at the moment. Unfortunately though, I've noticed my angles on that thing are wrong, because that gap there is bigger than the gap on this side, but yet it's dead straight there and it's dead straight there, so that's telling me one of these angles are wrong. Very confusing. So yeah, I figure we'll pop this back on now, because I've now got to establish a gap for that. I didn't really want to screw that on, but it is looking like I'm going to have to screw that framework in position for the time being, at least. I'm from the outside in order to pull these sides in, and then I can glass around that area as we spoke about and glass the rest of it in. Unfortunately this spray foam came a little late in the day. I was really hoping to get that first thing this morning and get that in. That'd be hard by now. I could then trim it and glass over the top of that as well. And the other thing we've got to do today is trim this all up and get some kind of bulkhead fitted. It appears the nice weather is gone. Anyway, I've squashed them in. Just waiting for this rain to stop, and I'll dry this quickly off, and then I'll put a load of resin around that, and then the only thing left to do is to glass all that little lot back up, build a bulkhead, and that back end can be sealed. We've done all we need to do. I then need to turn my attentions to the front section, and then I can turn my attentions to this piece, which is proving troublesome at the best. Right, moving in. It's getting wet. A great idea, and that was to move that hole further forward here, chop it somewhere, and then put that back over here, and then fill in, which I can do, all of the missing components. The only problem is that this curve is going to get disrupted a little bit. I'm not quite sure at this point how I'm going to rectify that. We may, when we cut, we may have to actually physically remove some of this and then rebuild it. As I said before, I'm not putting any kind of spray hood on there at all. It's not what this is about. We're not doing extreme sports. We're just going from one point to another point on the most calmest day that we can. Right. So what I did is I cut all the way along there, kept the straight edge there, brought that forward, that front bit of frame, cut a new hole out here. I actually forgot that I had a tilt going on here, but that don't matter. This is unplanned, but it damn well looks good. So I'm going to attempt to fill in that area there with a sweeping slope. So I reckon what we'll end up doing is cutting in that edge, all the way along, feathering it, and then maybe putting a block with some filler made up, and then we'll rub that gently down, and then we'll put tape, a couple of layers of tape over it. I don't know how strong that's going to be at the moment, but here this is easy because all that's going to be is fiberglass underneath, so we really do need to find a way of holding that tight, so we don't lose the shape. So I think we're going to have to do that first, to join this to this without any doubt whatsoever. Then we'll have to put a piece of ply under here and join that bit to that bit, and then I think we're going to have to fill in that area there somehow. I don't know at the moment how. Once we've got a few holding points, we can then gently take this thing off, glass the underside up, which is what we really need to do, and then put it back on and finish off any alterations that are required. We also are going to have to put a relief cut in here to pull that back out, if we can even get it to come back out, and then re-glass that bit up. But all in all, this is going really well. You might not think it to look at it, but genuinely it is. I'm quite pleased with this so far. I've now enlarged the hole. It's now usable for me. And as I said before, it's just a leisure craft. It's just really to tour. I mean, we can always put a piece of aluminium around that and very gently fold the edge over and make a C-skirt if we have to. It's an awkward shape, but there you go. So we will hit that with a sander, but before that happens, it's got to be turned over and the underside has got to be done. So I've got somewhere now where I can, because that's a holding point there. I'm going to get a little bit more trickier as I work my way along here, so I reckon at this point here I'll have to dig in this area here and fill it. So I'm just letting that go at the moment, and then I'll come over here. What I used was duct tape. I literally put duct tape and wood. So there was a piece of wood slid inside there, duct tape across there, piece of wood up under there. Literally duct tape. That's the only thing you can use sometimes, or foil tape. Foil tape's quite good because it's a very stiff tape. We are going well. So the other side has been done, down to there. We filled that one in, and we've rebuilt this back out because we had that. We've now got that. If you're wondering what the hell is going on, well, you lay it up, and then when you're done, you get a piece of wood and you squash it over the top and you let that cure off. Now I need to run a sander over the top, and then hopefully this line has been put back. I don't think it's going to be perfect because I've got a few low spots, but filler will sort it out. So yeah, we'll sand that back. We'll run the hoover as well on the sander, but we'll do that after I've layered the underside up, because the underside is the most important part at the moment, because that's where the strength is going to be held. So I need to turn this around now and get the other side done. Right, that is trimmed up now as best as I can get it. I just want damn good sanding, and I must admit I'm quite happy with that. That's come out quite good for what it is. But truth will be told when we put the sander over it, which I need a hoover for. I also spent more money, 16 quid on a battery box, which is going to go there, which is now completely in my way of accessing the rest of that. But I've been looking at this and there isn't nowhere to put it. I can't put it under the seat, and I can't put it there because I won't be able to get my luggage in at the front. I've got a waterproof holder that I want to throw in there, which will give the front some buoyancy. So what I might do instead is get my hands on, I'll order one circular hatch with a bag there just to put all my loose stuff in, but I might actually get an 8-inch one for the back to go around here, and that way I can then access a little bit more, and I might even do a secondary bulkhead with that in mind, and then put that smack bang in the middle. That's where my thoughts are with that idea. There we go, the battery tray, if you can call it that. So the box will sit directly on top. We strap that down over the top. I will put some straps inside that as well to hold the battery in place, because I have got those, they came with it. I'm just a bit unsure on how that all works, because there is in the bag somewhere some plasticky things as well, so I'm not really sure how that all works. I'm hoping I can figure it, but yeah, that ain't coming out, it ain't going nowhere. I might end up putting 2 blocks of wood each side at a later date, but for now that'll do. And that's just to stop it from moving left to right. Let that crap dry off first, which shouldn't take too long because it's a nice warm day and it's loaded with catalyst, so it should go off pretty damn quick. What do you think? Better, innit? The only problem is, because of where I've placed it, there's a very, very, very high chance this is going to slap the ground a few times and I have to bring the outboard up. However, what I could do, using some of the scrappy material, I could use an old crutch plus this handle, make a bracket up and then put that in, removable, and because it's aluminium it'll be as light as a feather, you'll not even notice the weight. So that's an option. As I said before, it was crabbing like crazy. Obviously once this is all done up nice and tight, and I think we'll get rid of that bolt, we'll drill into the top of the cylinder and we'll put a T-piece in there. I was just wondering if we could get away with putting a spring in there somehow. Spring inside here, put a cap over the top. The reason why I was saying that is because if it springs shut, I can't get that to go up. See, this is the trouble I've got, is that spring shut tight. It could do that and that could hold that wheel up. But if I got rid of that completely, it means this can then go all the way over and I could just bungee strap the damn thing on. Oh, that's a much better idea. So Rommel's going to ruin the image out of it. Come on. Did I say Rommel? Bloody hell, I meant Diesel. Pleased with that. I'm pleased with that. That has worked out rather well. Right, so what I want to do next on here then is drill into the tops of those, get rid of those, put in a T-handle that I can pull, and then I can get them right up out of the way of the water with a bit of luck. And then I just got to add a little bit of reinforcements and get the sander over them as well, and put some nice curves in there and just generally tidy them up more than anything, because they are really scruffy at the moment. But we definitely need to do a T-handle and maybe weld a washer on top of both of them so that pin don't come right out. I am seriously thinking about a spring in there.